When you first heard that you got the role and you found out your co-star was going to be Robert De Niro, what was your reaction?
Well, I knew, I knew that the part was with Robert De Niro, so I auditioned for gosh, 6 times or something like that. You know, each one more hectic than the last. So, you know, you think this is going to be one of the greatest roles for a kid my age and God knows how long. So, you know, you want to go in there and do your best. But if you're nervous, it's not going to work out. You're not going to perform to your potential. So, you know, it's really hectic knowing that you're going to be auditioning for this part. And when I actually found out I got it, you know, I just hit the roof, obviously, like any young actor who got this part would have.
What kind of insight did you get to his approach to taking on a role from your close experience with him?
Well, you know, you learn a lot by working with actors of that caliber and, you know, people of that caliber. Director, everyone that I worked with is just like top notch, you know. No one was really slacking in any area, so you've got to live up to that potential too. You can't be the slacker, especially if you're in like pretty much every frame of the film. So you can't mess up. But you also have to take it lightly, and you can't be too serious about it. So I basically just went in there and did it, you know. I can't say I did all this technical stuff and thought about it so much. I did think about the role a lot, and, you know, but the director, Michael Caine Jones, helped me a lot, you know. He told me, you know, you have to just go in there and do it. This is basically your role. This is basically a movie about you, and you have to do it as best you can, true to the character.
But don't feel any pressure, right?
Right, yeah.
Did you meet the actual Toby?
Yeah.
What did you take away from that? What did you feel you could put in extra to the role from your meeting with him?
Well, you know, having somebody in front of you, which is the character you're playing, grown up, you see that, you know, everything works out. You worry about all these things when you're doing the part. Gosh, Toby did this. How did he get out of that? And you see, look at this man right now in front of me. He's a family man, extremely nice, well-rounded. He has kids. You know, he's an award-winning author. He has a movie out now. You know, and you think of all the things. God, what a rough time Toby had in the situation. But then you look. It was all like a learning experience for him, you know. He went on to be a successful author, you know, and it's just nice to see something like that.
Where do you think his strength comes from to rise out of those seemingly difficult situations and just have the courage to take off and make something of his life?
That's the whole, you know, that's basically what the movie's, not basically what the movie's about, but that's like a big aspect of the movie. Like, this character had the strength enough to do this all on his own, basically, and do what he needed to do to get out of the situation. So it's just like a story of triumph, you know, how Toby did this all by himself, basically, with no help from anyone. And it has a lot of other aspects throughout the story, but that's a big part of it, you know.
Don't you think his mom somehow...
His mom helped.
How do you think?
Well, you know, his relationship with his mother is like great until they meet Dwight, basically, and they both are like subdued, like basically underwater, like, you know, hi mom, how are you, you know, living like robots basically after they meet Dwight. But she encourages him like to do what he needs to do, and at the end you see that love all come back, you know, that was there in the beginning of the story, and then it's like sort of subdued, and then bam, it comes back with an explosion. So she helps him out a lot. She was always there for him. She wanted the best for him throughout the movie. It may have not have worked out that way, but that's what she wanted. She wanted the best for him.
Right. That's why she goes with Dwight, I guess.
Right.
What parts of his character could you find any common ground with?
With Toby's character?
Yeah.
Well, you know, being a kid growing up, you see a lot of similarities, like how he wanted to be cool with his friends with the Elvis hairdo and everything like that, how he wanted to be cool with his friends. And, you know, he wanted to be like different ways with his friends, you know. He had to be, you know, cool in one circumstance. With his mother, he's a different type of... Stop it. with his mother, he's a different type of character. You know, they have the loving relationship and everything like that. Get away from me.
They love each other. And his mom.
And so anyway, going on about it's so you know he's one way in front of his friends, and another way in front of tendinitis. So he's one way in front of his friends, and another way in front of Dwight, and another way in front of Ellen Barkin, that wonderful lady. And you know, he's, you know, looking at that, you see like a lot of similarities in how he'd reacted at a certain time. You know, like a point in my life, I wanted to be the cool kid around school. You know, and I'm sure if I wasn't put in the same situation that Toby was put in with Dwight, I would react the same way. You know, because Dwight like had a real psychological advantage on Toby, like controlled him basically.
Right. What Ellen just came in. What was she like to work with? You obviously have a very close rapport there.
She's cool. I like Ellen. You know, she's like a friend. You know, I would like hang out with her a lot. You know, she didn't have that movie star quote unquote attitude with me, and she would just tell me things. You know, you just talk to me like a normal human being. It wasn't like. We're like friends.
Right. One quick question. How do you think this film will change your career?
I mean, it's given me such a step so far, and I've gone on to do another film after this, and you know, it's looking really well right now. And I mean, to start off your first major picture with something like this, where you're carrying a movie yourself and working with such great people. It's like a dream come true, basically. I mean, like, I couldn't dream of something better happening, and it did, so.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
I really enjoyed it. I thought you were very funny.